I've been getting this question a lot lately. Professor, how do I get more out of each one of my training sessions? And you know what? It's not always about adding things. Sometimes it's about taking things away. So today we're going to talk about the 4 things that you should avoid before the next time you train. What's up, guys? I'm Professor Mikhail Abdullah. Many of you know my story already, head professor over at ACE's Jiu Jitsu Club, and today this is like a really important subject, right, I think to talk about, because all of us have a very limited resource in our time, and you can either be more efficient and get more training and more like juice for the squeeze in each session, or you can be less efficient. That's why some people are able to become high-level black belts and back it up in 5 years, and some people take 15, 20 years and maybe even never. So I think it's really important discussion for us to have as to how can I maximize my potential and my opportunity with each one of my sessions available. Let's get started. Sitting a long time before you go train. This can be super detrimental to like a high volume, high intensity training session, because you've just trained your body and gotten your body used to being in this like really tight position for your hips and hamstrings, and all of a sudden you want to ask it to do a lot of work and use a lot of its mobility and to communicate with you and you to communicate back with it. And that is exactly why I make sure that I am standing about 45 minutes before I go train. So I am prepped and ready to go, which means you can get more out of your warm-ups, you can get more out of your drills, and you can get more out of your rolls. It's extremely important. Can't punctuate that enough. Eating. If you have a weak stomach, that is. For many people, eating before they roll can be a huge detriment, right? And it's important to listen to your body. People like me, I have kind of an iron casket in there. I can eat while I'm rolling if I wanted to, but for many people that's not the case. And it's important to listen to your body if your body is telling you that this is not what it wants before it does a bunch of mobility and a lot of explosion. So it's important, if you feel like you're having some acid reflux before you train, make sure that you are not eating. Just drink a little bit of water and prep your body. That food that you ate before you train is probably not going to be absorbed throughout the intensity of that training session anyway. So you're not really going to be getting a lot of the benefit from that nutrition. Let's move on. Static stretching. It's important that you avoid this at all costs, right? Static stretching is one of the most common things that happens before injuries, before creating weakness inside of your movements. We could make a whole nother listicle video about all of the detriments of static stretching, but suffice it to say, when you are stretching your muscles in a static stretching way or method, you are creating weakness at the ends of those joints before you train. So what is static stretching, and what should I do instead before training? So static stretching is maintaining a stretch in one direction for an extended period of time. If you want to think about it, this is like that 7th grade physical education stretch that everybody did. It was really uninformed, and it's led to a lot of injuries, and it will continue to lead to a lot of injuries. Man, it can be really tough, right? A lot of people are creating opportunities for injuries, and they don't even realize it. And some coaches are perpetuating this because this is what their coach said, or they learned it in PE class or something like that. What you really want to look for before training session is to make sure that you're performing dynamic stretching. This way you're able to elongate those muscles, you're able to warm up those muscles, and you're able to do it without losing that tension. An example of dynamic stretching can be something like leg swings in multiple different directions, right? Or a butterfly stretch in which you're trying to close your legs and open them at the same time. There's many videos that can break down the difference between static and dynamic stretching, but I wanted to make sure that all of my friends and jiu-jitsu practitioners that I know to avoid this like the plague. That being said, let's move on to the next one. Skipping warm-ups. And this one goes out to you, purple belts. And it's not just really purple belts, brown belts, black belts. You're on notice. burn notice. That was a great show. I don't care what you say. Warm-ups are an awesome opportunity for you to maximize your body's potential for your drills and for whatever roles you're doing. Let's not forget that jiu-jitsu is both physical and mental. And whenever you're doing a warm-up, I like to break it out into phases. For one, we're talking about warming up our body, then we start to warm up minor movements, and then we warm up major movements. And if we do this correctly and efficiently, that means not only is our body prepared to perform movements, but our mind has been able to go over the key details to my favorite guard passes, my favorite sweeps, my favorite setups, or whatever additional details I have been working on inside of my posture or position in a given position. This is really important. Otherwise, you're just doing moves that you know instead of purposefully focusing on taking whatever I learned in my last session and applying it in this one. Being purposeful in your growth. I think it's safe to say things are getting pretty serious. Nah, my dude, you are still on your journey. All of us are, right? So make sure that you are A, making it to warm-ups on time, and B, make sure that you're warming up not just your body, but warming up your mind so that you can purposefully take information from previous training sessions and apply them today. This has been the 4 things to avoid before the next time you train. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave whatever your favorite was in the comment section. And if you think we left one out, drop that in the comment section too. I want to see it get crazy in there. Thanks you guys for checking this video out. Make sure to click the bell button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, if you like these videos, you're gonna love these. Go ahead, click it, check it out.